Welcome to the series of video lectures on microwave engineering. Today we will discuss two cavity Klystron amplifier, in this especially velocity modulation derivation. Today we will see velocity modulation derivation. This article comes in unit 3 of microwave engineering. See, this is the two cavity Klystron amplifier diagram. So let us see this diagram. It consisting of two cavities, that's why it is called as two cavity Klystron. It consisting of two cavities. This is called as buncher cavity. So this is called as catcher cavity. Now see, the RF input, because it is an amplifier, the signal which is to be amplified is given to the buncher cavity. Here you can see this RF input, so which is Vs is equal to V1 sin omega t. Now this amplified signal is taken out of catcher cavity. This is the amplified signal. So this is the input signal which is having small amplitude. So this is the large signal which is amplified version of the input signal. Now let us see this. So here there is a heater. You can see this diagram is a heater. So this is the cathode which I have mentioned. This heater heats this cathode. So therefore to the cathode a voltage of V0 is applied to this cathode. So therefore the cathode emits the electrons. Now these electrons are accelerated by the anode and they are travelled towards this buncher cavity. Now the velocity of the electrons is V0. Once they leave this cavity gap, so this is called as cavity gap, these electrons are formed into bunches. So this is called as velocity modulation. So this velocity modulation results into current modulation also. So therefore basically this Klystron amplifier works on the principle of velocity modulation and current modulation. Let us see other dimensions. So this is the distance scale. The upper one is distance scale, the lower one is time scale. So the buncher cavity starts at 0. The cavity gap is a distance of d. So the drift space, this is called as the distance between the cavity gaps. The distance between these two cavities is called as drift space of length L. So therefore d plus L, it will become L plus d. So again this distance is d, it will become L plus 2d. So therefore this is the distance scale of these cavities. And let us, the electron entering this cavity is t0, the electron leaving time, this cavity gap is t1, and say the electron entering this into this cavity gap is t2, the electron leaving this cavity gap is t3. This is the time scale. Therefore the first one is, let us see what is it is called. It is called O-type tube. O-type, O stands for original type tubes, are linear beam tubes. First point you have to remember that these are linear beam tubes. Linear beam tubes. Here, what is linear beam tubes? Very, very important is that the purpose of magnetic field is here to focus the electron beam as it travels from cathode to the collector. So that what is the purpose of magnetic field? The purpose of magnetic field is to focus this electron beam while it is traveling from cathode to the collector. So that is the purpose of magnetic field. That's why it is called as linear beam tubes. Number 2, it uses velocity modulation, very, very important point, velocity modulation and current modulation. Velocity modulation first occurs, it results into current modulation. Now first let us derive, so what is the velocity of the electrons? So that is V0, velocity of the electrons before leaving this cavity gap. Let us check out. So therefore what is the voltage given to the electrons? V0. V0 is the cathode voltage here. So therefore how much potential energy gets? It gets a potential energy of, so potential energy of it gets E into V0. So it is converted into kinetic energy. So what is the kinetic energy? Half m V0 square. So this is the kinetic energy. So therefore by taking this potential energy, it converts, the electron converts into kinetic energy. So therefore, so here V0, remember that this V0 is the cathode voltage. So this V0 is the velocity. Now from this formula, you can velocity of electron is written as from this formula V naught is equal to 2E V naught by M square root. If you substitute E by M ratio, so this will come out as, it will come out as 0.593 into 10 power 6 into root V naught. Velocity unit is meters per second, where E by M ratio is called as 1.759 into 10 power 11 coulombs per kg. Electron charge by mass of the electron is 1.759 into 10 power 9 coulomb per kg. So this formula is very, very important for short answer questions. Remember this, the kinetic energy, this formula is derived from kinetic energy is equated to potential energy. So from this relation is derived. So this is the velocity of the electrons emitted from the cathode. Now let us see, so what is the signal that we want to amplify? Let RF input, which is to be amplified. What is the RF input we have given? So Vs is equal to V1 sin omega t is the RF input. RF input given to which cavity? Given to Buncher cavity. Buncher cavity or input cavity? Buncher cavity. We have given this signal where so V1, so the voltage of this amplitude of the signal is much less than cathode voltage. Remember that the cathode voltage in kilovolts, whereas this V1 is in volts. So the cathode voltage in terms of kilovolts and this voltage in volts. So therefore V1 is the amplitude of the signal which is amplified, which is to be amplified much less than the cathode voltage. Now let us check it out. What is the operation? The operation is based on velocity modulation. Let us see when Vs is equal to 0. Let us see what happens when Vs is equal to 0. When the gap voltage is 0, see here in this diagram, so here the RF input is applied. So when the RF input is 0, that means the gap voltage is 0, the electron will travel with the velocity of V0. Simple. If the gap voltage is 0, what the velocity of electron? The electron travels with the same velocity V0. So therefore when gap voltage Vs is equal to 0, the electron travels with velocity V0. See, let us call this as A. B. If gap voltage, that is gap voltage is positive, if gap voltage is positive, then for example, if this gap voltage is positive, let us say if this gap voltage is positive, so then if this gap voltage is positive, then the electrons gets accelerated. So the velocity of the electrons changes, the velocity of the electron gets increased, the electron accelerated, the electrons are accelerated during positive half cycle. So these points are very, very important. Number C, if gap voltage is negative, let us say if the gap voltage is negative, the gap voltage is negative, let us say if the gap voltage is negative, so then the electrons are deaccelerated. That means the velocity of the electron traveling the gap during the negative half cycle of RF input decreases. So therefore when the gap voltage is negative, what happens? The electrons are deaccelerated during negative half cycle of RF input voltage. So this is the principle, which is very, very important principle. Based on this principle, the velocity modulation occurs. What is the very, very important point? So here see, when the gap voltage is 0, so then the electron travels with velocity V0, unchanged velocity. When the gap voltage is positive, that means during the positive half cycle. So during the positive half cycle of RF input voltage, the electrons are accelerated. During negative half cycle of RF input voltage, the electrons are deaccelerated. So due to this, the velocity modulation occurs. So therefore the electrons starts forming into bunches in the drift space. So these are given as bunches C. So this is bunch. So therefore these are called as bunched electron beam. So electron initially, what is the velocity of electron? V0. Because of velocity modulation, the electron beam velocity is changed into V of T1. So this is the current modulation expression. So in this derivation we want to derive the expression for V of T1. Let us see how to derive this V of T1. Let us take this RF input voltage. Let us take this diagram, RF input voltage. So this is your RF input voltage which is to be amplified. So this is Vs which is to be amplified. So this is the waveform which is to be amplified. So let us take that the electron entering into the cavity gap is set T0 and the electron leaving the puncture cavity gap, as I have mentioned in the time scale. What is the time leaving the puncture cavity gap? T1. So this is the amplitude of the signal which is to be amplified. So this is your RF input voltage, amplitude V1. Let us assume that T0 is the time at which the electron entering into the gap, puncture cavity gap. T1 is the time at which the electron beam is leaving the gap. Now, before that, let us see the average transit time of puncture cavity. Remember this, the average transit time from the puncture cavity is represented with tau. So from this diagram, what is the average transit time? The average transit time is T1 minus T0. Let us check it out. What is the time taken by the electron to leave this gap? T1 minus T0. So that is called as average transit time of puncture cavity gap. So from this diagram, so tau is written as T1 minus T0. Very simple. T1 minus T0 is the time taken, average time taken by the electron to leave this gap. So now the average gap transit angle, puncture cavity. So that is represented with theta g. From what is the formula? Omega tau. Substitute what is tau? T1 minus T0. So we use this relation further. Remember this equation. So this is the transit time of puncture cavity gap. So this is the puncture cavity gap transit angle. So this is puncture cavity gap transit angle. So remember these words. Now, so we want to find out what is the average voltage of the gap during this interval T0 to T1. So therefore average puncture cavity gap voltage during T0 to T1. Remember this, T0 to T1. In this interval, what is the average gap voltage? So therefore it is represented with Vs. So Vs is equal to what is from the average value formula? It is given by 1 minus T1 minus T0 integral T0 to T1. So what is this? V1 sine omega t. We want to find out average value of this RF input during this interval T0 to T1. So this is the formula we can get from networks, average value of a given waveform in the interval T0 to T1. So therefore it is written as 1 by tau. So because T1 by T0 is the transit time tau. So V1 is the amplitude of, take it outside. So sine integration is cos minus cos. Take omega outside, cos omega t. The limits are T0 to T1. So if you substitute upper limit and lower limit, multiply with minus. So therefore it is written as V1 by omega tau into cos omega T0 minus cos omega T1. So let us further simplify this. V1 by amplitude by omega tau cos omega T0 minus cos, substitute what is T1 here. So T1 can be substituted as T0 plus tau, substitute T0 plus tau. This is written as omega T0 plus omega tau. So this substitute here, T1 is equal to T0 plus tau in this formula. Use this relation cos A minus cos B, so which is given by minus 2 V1 by omega tau sine of A plus B divided by 2. So that means it will become omega T0 plus omega tau by 2 sine A minus B, sine A minus B, sine omega T0 minus omega T0, it cancels out. sine of minus omega t, minus into minus will become plus. So it is given as sine omega tau by 2. So we use this formula cos A minus cos B is equal to minus 2 sine A plus B by 2 into sine of A minus B by 2. We have used this formula. Remember this formula from trigonometry. Now substitute these relations. So therefore V1 by, separate this omega tau by 2 like this. Write this term here, sine omega tau by 2 into sine omega t0 plus omega tau by 2. What is omega tau? Omega tau we have written it as, what is omega tau? It is written as gap tangent angle theta. Substitute here. So we get V1 sine of, what is this, theta g by 2 by, the denominator is also theta g by 2 because theta g by 2 sine omega t0 plus this is written as theta g by 2. So this is written as, further written as V1 beta I. So this term is written as beta I sine omega t0 plus theta g by 2. Where so beta I is called very important term, beam coupling coefficient of Buncher cavity. Remember that, or input cavity. I stands for input cavity. Beam coupling coefficient of Buncher cavity, Buncher or input cavity. This formula is very important while solving the problems. So therefore, what is the formula? So beta I is equal to sine of theta g by 2 by theta g by 2. So very important formula. You have to remember this formula while solving the problem. So what is the name of this? Beam coupling coefficient of input cavity. So this is the average gap voltage. So remember that. So this is the average gap voltage in the interval t0 to t1. Now write the velocity modulation equation. So therefore velocity modulation, that is velocity, what is the velocity of electrons at a time t1 is given by 2 by m, so into v0 plus we have to add this voltage, we have to add this gap voltage during this interval. So that is given by v1 beta I sine omega t0 plus theta g by 2 whole root. Separate V0 from this equation. So this is written as 2E0 V0 cathode voltage by M into, this is further written as 1 plus V1 beta I by V0 into sine omega t0 plus theta g by 2 whole power 1 by 2. So we have to take V0 as common, take this term outside, rest of the term replace 1 by 2. So now use this formula 1 plus x whole power n, so which is written as the velocity after leaving the cavity gap is given by, because this is the DC electron beam velocity, plus this is written as 1 plus nx formula V1 beta I by 2 V0 sine omega t0 plus theta g by 2. So from this binomial expansion formula, neglect higher order terms. Why? Because so V1 is much less than V0, so therefore neglect higher order terms. So this is the velocity modulated equation, very important. So this is the velocity modulation equation where we have used this formula 1 plus x whole power n from binomial expansion is 1 plus nx plus n into n minus 1 by 2 factorial into x square plus so on. So neglect higher order terms because so V1 is much less than V0. So now, so this is the velocity modulation equation, very important. It is called as velocity modulated equation. So very important equation, velocity modulated equation, very simple equation. Now let us write this equation in terms of T1. So this, write this equation in terms of T1. For this, we will further simplify. So V of T1 is equal to, so V0 plus 1 plus V1 by 2 V0 cathode voltage into sine omega. So what T0 is written as, so you can see this, you can see from this, T0 is written as T1 minus tau. So T1 minus tau, if you substitute omega T1 minus omega tau plus theta g by 2. Now we can check that what is omega tau is written as I said earlier, it is the gap transit angle, it is written as theta g. So minus theta g plus theta g by 2 will become minus theta g by 2. So therefore, what is the velocity modulation equation? So the velocity modulation equation is, so V0 into 1 plus V1 beta I by 2 V0 sine of omega T1 minus theta g by 2. So this is in terms of T1 time. So this equation is in terms of T0. Okay. Now, so these are the very important equations which is very important in the examination. You have to derive these two equations for velocity modulation. So this is what all about the derivation of velocity modulation. Thank you.